Okay, today we are going to talk about classifying numbers. So you have natural numbers. Natural numbers are your numbers, your counting numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. Okay, they are all positive and they do not include 0. And those are your natural numbers. Okay, now let's go on and talk about whole numbers. Whole numbers are just like natural numbers, except that they include 0. So they're your counting numbers, and they include 0. So they are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Whole numbers, like natural numbers, are not negative numbers. So whole numbers are just like natural numbers, but they do not include negative numbers, and they do include 0. Okay. Now we'll talk about integers. Integers have everything that whole numbers have, yet they include negative numbers. So they can be numbers like -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Integers are positive and negative numbers that you count with and include 0. So those are our integers. Okay. All numbers can be broken down into 2 types. There are 2 types of numbers. And within those 2 types of numbers fall the whole numbers, natural numbers, and integers. The 2 types of numbers that we have are rational numbers and irrational. Irrational numbers are the numbers you can't remember. They are numbers like pi. They're numbers like the square root of 10, which is a crazy decimal that you can't remember. They're numbers like e. They're numbers like natural logs. They're numbers like the negative square root of 123, or the square root of 1.6, or the square root of 2/3. Or they can be decimals that don't repeat. They can be decimals, let me make some room here. They can be decimals that don't repeat and they're hard to remember, like 0.10100013, that goes on and on and on forever like that. They're hard to remember. Now rational numbers we'll look at, so I'll make a little more room here for us. Rational numbers, remember, are made up of natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers, okay? So if we go back and look at this, under rational numbers, we have a section that are whole numbers. So whole numbers are part of rational numbers. Remember, whole numbers are numbers like 0, 3, square root of 25, or 4 divided by 2, which we know is 2. All those numbers are whole numbers. 0, 3, the square root of 25, which is 5, and 4 divided by 2, which is 2. We also have inside here integers. Integers are numbers like -3, 0, 6, -15 divided by 3, which we know is -5, 10 divided by 5, which we know is 2, and other numbers that are both positive or negative and can be reduced to a whole number or can include 0. The final set that we have in there under rational numbers are what rational numbers are. And rational numbers are numbers that you can remember, like the fraction 2/3, which is equal to 0.33, or 0.31 with a bar over it, which means it's repeating, so it's 0.31313131. They can also be numbers like 0.62, which you could remember, or fractions like 1/2. All of those are rational numbers. All right, so that takes it for classifying numbers.